Is that one of your paintings behind you with the ornate frame?
No, but let me just give you a quick
Cool.
Wow.
up the stairs.
Oh, look at that.
That's fantastic.
You can see what I do.
Excellent.
Good evening, weirdos, and welcome to another edition of Livin' Cruddy with Cruddy Joe. I am the titular Cruddy Joe, and I'm here with my pals, the Giddy Along Gang. We have Undercunt and the Fool Wizard, Gino Royd Coffinberry. Our special guest tonight is an actress, a writer, a producer, an artiste, and perhaps most famously, she played Debbie in the original Manos, The Hands of Fate, Miss Jackey Ray Neyman Jones.
Hi.
Wait, no, just Jackey Neyman Jones. There's no Ray in there, is there?
Well, I signed my work, my art, as J. Ray. I got 4 names.
I got confused. When I was interacting with you, I was also getting emails from someone named Debbie. So I was like, okay, there's Debbie, then there's Jackey. Debbie's not Jackey, but wait, Jackey is Debbie. There's Jackey, then there's Debbie, but Debbie isn't Jackey. And I was really confusing myself, which is very easy to do. So
imagine me. I have to live with this.
Okay, so what prompted you now to decide that the public was clamoring for a continuation of the Manos mythos?
Oh, you mean with Manos Return?
Correct.
Or in general?
With Manos Return, Manos in general, why is now the time to continue the story?
In 1993, January, it had been 27 years since Manos was made. And I had been keeping it alive with my friends, like when I got into high school. And I tell people stories about this time in my life when I was a small child. And I actually looked for it. I looked at university libraries. I tried to find a copy of it, but it wasn't anywhere. And then January 1997, my dad calls me out of the blue and says, "You'll never believe what I just saw on television." Because my dad was a Mystery Science Theater fan, and he was taking a nap in his easy chair and heard some strangely familiar music, opened his eyes, and there he was.
Oh, wow.
So I called the 800 number that was on the screen on Comedy Central. I couldn't believe I was that close to it. So I called, and some guy named Matthew said he was in the HBO offices in Manhattan. And I said, "You just showed a movie that I've been looking for my whole life. My whole family was part of it. Is there any way I can get a copy?" And I told him the title, and there's this long pause. And I thought we got disconnected, and I was going to have to get my nerve up again to call. He blurts out, he goes, "Oh my God, are you Debbie?" And that's how I found out Manos had come, that anybody but me cared about it. As time went on, it had a thing, it got popular, just different things happened along the way. And every time it had its little thing in the world, I would say, "Well, that was fun." And I figured it was over. For all these years since 1993, it just keeps coming back. I don't know why, but it does. And every time it comes back, it seems to come back a little stronger. And through all these years, I've built quite a group of friends, very talented people, like Rachel Jackson, who created Manos Hands of Felt, the play Puppet on stage. And she's in Seattle. I got to meet her, and I went up to Seattle, and I actually got to play the voice of Debbie from off stage. There's so many projects, it's insane. But I just keep myself out in the world and let people know I'm interested if it's Manos. And so right now, I'm doing a web series, and I was just invited to be in a film. So I'm going down to California in the middle of May near Yosemite, and then I'm coming home for a day, and then I'm going over to Idaho for another film. I just love it.
It's Manos around the world.
It's crazy.
That was actually my big question, because I wondered how your family received it after the exposure from Mystery Science Theater in 1993. Everybody responds differently.
Oh, my dad just thought it was great. And he lived vicariously through me for all those, opportunities and events. And so I would channel him. I'd say, "Well, what do you want me to tell people, Dad?" And but he loved hearing all the stories and any opportunity he had to be involved in passion project. A good friend of mine has done a short video that's so fun years ago, and I've been bugging him about it. You gotta finish it. But it's called The Master Chef. It's my dad barbecuing hams and stuff. Anyway, I won't say anymore.
That's awesome.
I make Manos robe too. I do art. My mother made the original costume. She and my dad designed the master's robe, and I still remember as a 6-year-old child my parents laying out the fabric on the living room floor and figuring it out. And my mom taught me to sew. So I make limited edition master's robes, and I just sold my 22nd one. So I made one for a guy in England who's 6'8", and I made one for a woman in Georgia who's 4'10".
Manos fans come in all sizes.
They do. My dad did all the sets and the props, all the hands, all the sculptures, the master and dog painting. That's all his work. I reproduced my dad's painting of the master and dog, and also I had a commission piece to do the same painting but with Frank Zappa and his poodle, and I sell that too. So I sell prints.
So before 93, when was the last time you had seen the movie, or did you never see it?
Saw it at the premiere, 1966.
That was at the premiere.
November 15th.
Wow.
That was an interesting night, and I still remember so many details. I mean, my dad was in theater, so I was used to some of that, but the red carpet, the limousine, the light scanning the sky, it was like, whoa, this is all for us. It was both wonderful and ridiculous. And even as a 7-year-old, I knew this was pretty ridiculous. So we went in, and my dad wanted to make sure that we could see. My mom and my dad and I, we sat 5th row center. And then the lights go down, and that long, I mean, first of all, there's that long driving scene. And even before that was over, you could start hearing some little giggles and comments. People were already talking. I was just waiting to see me. And nobody told the little kid that all the voices had been dubbed. The film was shot silent. All the female voices are one woman. It's Hal's sister-in-law, who actually was an opera singer, and she even did the little kid's voice. So I'm sitting there, and then my mouth opens, and this strange voice comes out, and people start laughing. And I spent the rest of the movie just crying. I was so humiliated. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. But we were trapped because we couldn't just get up and walk out. What would it be if the star or the master walks out of the theater, you know? But when it was over, there was a cast party. There was an after party, but we didn't go.
Yeah, one thing I really liked about Manos Returns was the very pleasant surprise of seeing that Diane Marie was still alive.
And looking good.
Did she or your father have any trepidation going back to the most infamous roles?
Oh, not at all. No. Okay. I mean, it's all fun.
So they weren't at all bitter about the movie being arguably, as people say, the worst movie ever made or whatever.
No, I think their attitude is a lot like mine. It's if you can't be the best, make the most of being part of the worst.
That's a good one.
That's great. So in the original film, your dad did most of the set design and the statues and whatnot. And in Manos Returns, you did most of the set design and the statues and artifacts you see lying around.
Yeah, I pretty much did everything my dad did in the original.
With him passed, somebody has to step in as the master. A lot of responsibility comes with the title, ma'am.
Oh, yes, I understand that.
Can you tell us a little bit about your store and what kind of crafts and artwork that you create that's available there?
I can't stand to see things being thrown away that might have another use. So I would see these. I live in an old place, like an old town, an old logging town. So there's a lot of old homes. So I see old doors and window frames up against buildings or getting ready to be burned on a burn pile, and I started collecting them. Okay, let me just grab one piece to show you. So, like, this is a piece of door, you know, like a giant old door that's 1.5 inches thick. So, and it's one panel, so I took my skill saw and I cut them into individual pieces. So, like, one door might be 5 different pieces of art. And so, can you see her?
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So she's actually lifted off of here. I do plaster and then I paint on that. And then you can see all of this is the crackle and everything is part of the wood. I enhance whatever is going on with the piece. And crown molding, be willing to not know. No, right now outside I have, oh God, I got like 30 pieces waiting to be created. I need to get busy.
So when you start going for that stuff, do your neighbors go, Sally, get the kids inside. Here comes that Manos lady again. So you were alluding last night something about a new project. Are you allowed to talk about it now?
Well, there's two projects. There's one called the Debbie Chronicles. It's a web series. The Debbie Chronicles is the story of Debbie, who was kept by the cult, and she grew up there. So she lived there for like 50 years, and she learned all the ways of the cult. And so now Debbie has escaped, and she's battling supernatural evil with all the skills that she learned. She's using those evil things for good now. And so I get to be a badass. So last night, the fundraiser, we soft released it last night just to friends and family so that we could get some momentum going. As of last night, within 2 hours, we were already 23% funded.
Awesome.
We've got some really good momentum going. And then there's another project called Under Three Moons, and it's being filmed in Idaho. And it's not a Manos film, but there are 3 people from Manos Returns in it. So we have some Manos energy. I love the script. I actually was just asked to be in it a couple days ago. I read my part, and I'm an alien.
Wow. Was it difficult trying to pay homage to the original film and the new film, but at the same time creating a movie with its own identity?
I don't know. I don't think it was that difficult in the long run, just because we had just such an amazing team who has such love and respect for the whole thing. I mean, for the whole thing of what it takes to make a film.
You didn't encounter any issues getting property rights for that and continuing the franchise?
Now, Mystery Science Theater, they don't do films that aren't in public domain, and they do their research for that. So we felt quite confident. But even before that, this man, Ben Solovey, who does film restoration, he was a student at the time, and he found the original work print that went through the camera in 1966. And that's when Hal Warren's son, Joe, who was, I don't think he was even born yet. No, he wasn't even born yet in 1966. He came out of the woodwork and started demanding control and saying that he deserved a cut of anything anybody made, and he tried to stop anybody from doing anything with Manos without his permission. He wanted to be in charge. I mean, it's too bad for him, but his dad never got the copyright. So there was quite the battle over it. Everybody had to hire lawyers. It's in public domain. Anybody can do anything they want with it.
So legally, they had to tell him that he was not the master.
Yes, yeah. But you know, I didn't have any problem with that, because when the film was over, Hal Warren, you know, he took the Master and Dog painting home with him, and the Master's robe. He took my dad's work home with him, and Dad never got paid a dime on anything. So I never felt bad. That's just how the world works.
Well, it seems like now that you're the one that continued it, that it would be in your domain to be the person to come to, or the group to come to, should they want to remake the original. There's got to be some interest in that. I mean, I'm sure you've discussed that with somebody.
That would be interesting. I haven't heard anybody talk about remaking the actual original, but boy, there sure has been there was a stage production in Portland. They invited me to be part of this. Debbie was played by a puppet on stage. And when she had to run, they threw her across the stage and she slid across the stage. I mean, it was hilarious. I got to play my own voice from the light booth. So I got to be Debbie. Boy, we had fun. I totally get the MST world. I didn't know about MST when my dad first told me that he'd seen Manos. He was a fan.
Did you ever have any direct interface with the Mystery Science Theater people?
Oh, yeah. Joel Hodgson wrote the foreword to my book, Growing Up with Manos, how I was the child star of the worst movie ever made and lived to tell the story. And I'm proud to say my book is 5 stars on Amazon.
Wow, awesome.
That's right. Bad movie, damn good book. Joel wrote the foreword to my book, and then Frank and Trace were doing a live show that I went to, so I got to meet them. Yeah, they're just really sweet guys. They're all such gracious, wonderful people.
So obviously, despite making fun of the movie, they're all very respectful to you, and
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Well, I think we have a team here where we could pull together a group. Joe could handle a screenplay, and we could get our friend Brian Trenchard Smith, who also lives in Oregon, and we could put together the Manos remake, and my band, the Creeping Crudds, could do the soundtrack. I think it's all here. It's ready to happen whenever you want to sign off on that.
Okay, hey, I'm in. I'm in. Oh, I have to say this about Manos Returns as well. Most people agree that as horrible as Manos is, that it's got a pretty interesting soundtrack. One of the best songs on the whole album is Forgetting You. When I was writing my book, I did a lot of research and I found people and I learned who sang that song, and her name is Nikki Mathis. So on Manos Returns, the song Forgetting You is sung by Nikki Mathis. She recreated the song for
Wow,
the
that's awesome.
film.
Are you going to sing it for us?
Forgetting you is a thing that I cannot do.
Wow, you should have sang it in the movie.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, no, Nikki had to sing it.
I'm sure you get asked quite a bit about Torgo's legs. I mean, I think we kind of know what the deal is there, but I think a lot of people that have no idea what's going on with that.
It's funny because the film was filmed like in 8 days, and it's become more common knowledge, I put it out there, that John Reynolds was a very troubled young man. Most people know he committed suicide after the filming, not because of it. The rumor is that the Torgo legs were so painful that it caused him to become addicted to drugs and commit suicide. I go, well, that doesn't happen in a week and a half. But the other thing is, I was there, I watched my dad make that costume, and I remember him trying it on and stumbling around his little rock house studio, and I remember sitting on the stool and him hobbling around testing out those legs and me cracking up. The overalls that John Reynolds is wearing is my dad's welding coveralls. His hat is my dad's desert scavenging hat. And inside the legs, my dad got fencing wire and filled out the legs with the fencing wire. And then inside the wire, right around the legs, was the foam that's in car seats. So they were awkward, but they weren't painful.
The guy that played him in your movie, or your second movie, that guy was a pretty good actor. He had some really neat facial expressions, and you could tell he was doing his best, definitely.
Yeah, he's sincere. Stephen Shields, I mean, is just a really great guy, very talented actor. He really took it to heart.
Well, you've got to consider, too, that after you play the role, you're going to have people, strangers coming up to you all the time saying, do you take care of the place while the master is away for the rest of your life?
That's just how I answered the door.
Yeah. When you were filming the original, did anyone detect that maybe there was something awry as far as maybe the movie we're making may not be what we're driving for?
Oh, yeah. Bernie Rosenblum and Bob Guidry were our crew, and they were best friends off-set. So they were always pulling little pranks and stuff. I have a photograph of, there's a trunk, and the master's holding his arms out, and there's Torgo, and there's a beer bottle on the trunk. You know, so Bob Goudry put it there just to test Hal's power of observation. And then I have some outtakes and such of these guys just making fun of it. No, everybody, except maybe me, I was just having a good time. I was happy to be up late and playing in the desert and hanging out with the grown-ups. I'm probably the only one that didn't realize that there was a problem until the premiere.
Okay.
How this works. First one of these is a music lyric identification quiz. I read a couple lines from a song. You tell me the following line, the name of the band and name of the song. And if you don't know it, I brought 2 lifelines, Joe and Thundercunt. You can pick either one of them or both of them to help you out with the answer. So if you're just, I don't know it, or I'm not confident, say Joe or say Thundercunt, either one, and then they'll help you with their choice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm terrible, so I will be no help of all. I'll just warn you ahead of time.
They're always terrible. And none of us are any good at this, but we still do it. This is a thematic set of questions here. You see if you can figure out the theme as we go. The first lyrics are, see, I wanted her real bad and I was about to give in, but that's when she started talking about true love. What is the next line? Name of the band, name of the song.
Man, I've heard it, but without the music behind it, I have no idea. Thundercut.
Sorry, one more time, Gino.
Okay. See, I wanted her real bad and I was about to give in. That's when she started talking about true love.
Started talking about sin, Georgia Satellite.
What's the name of the song?
That's tricky because that's the part you should know.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yep, don't give me no lie.
That's it. So you're 1 for 1. Correct.
Awesome.
Got it.
Your lifeline got you.
Great job, Jackie.
Yay!
Yeah.
1 for 1. Let's go on to the next one. The next lyric is, well, I'm so tired of losing. I've got nothing to do and all day to do it. I'd go out cruising, but I've got no place. What's the next line? Name of the band, name of the song.
No idea. I'm going for Joe.
Sing it.
I just did. Well, I'm so tired of losing. I've got nothing to do and all day to do it. I'd go out cruising, but I've got no place. Somebody's raising their hand.
Thundercut.
Just say the last line.
Will I go out cruising, but I've got no place?
And no way to get there? Is it Sticks?
That's
Too much time
close
on my
enough.
hands?
What's the name of the song?
Too much time on my hands?
Correct. Yes, you're
Dang, girl.
Yes! How in the world? I never get these. This is awesome. Thank you. I got the power of the master.
Apparently.
Okay. So have you figured out the theme yet to this?
Oh, gosh. I wasn't thinking theme. Oh, God.
Do you know Thundercunt?
It's hands.
It has to do with hands.
I'm starting to feel the man.
Okay. All right. I have 2 other ones that I have here. I'm only going to do one. Both of these are significantly more difficult, but they're so appropriate. I'm going to go with one that I think Thunder might know. I don't think Joe will know, but obviously we'll give it to Jackie first. And if you don't know it, pass it off. The lyric is, on a gathering storm comes a tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with, what's the next line? Name of the band, name of the song.
No idea.
On a gathering storm comes a tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with. Anybody?
No.
Turntables and a microphone.
Close, but no cigar.
Aw.
That was Nick Cave and Red Right Hand.
I would not have known it, no matter what.
Yeah, I had one. It was a Stones song, "The Hand of Fate," which is an album cut. And I know the song, but I doubt anybody else would know it. All right, so 2 and 1 is still very good. Most people go 0 and whatever. Still rolling. Now we move on to the movie quote part of this. Let me make some space for this. This works the same way. I will read a quote from a movie. Just tell me who said it and the name of the movie. And these guys can help you with it. If you don't know it, I think they can help you out. The first one is, God, I'd give anything for a drink. I'd give my goddamn soul for a glass of beer.
I don't know.
You want one of these guys to help you? God, I'd give anything for a drink. I'd give my goddamn soul for just a glass of beer.
Oh, Joe.
Jack Torrance, The Shining.
Correct.
Oh, yeah. I know that movie.
3 of 4 so far. You got 2 more of these. And then-
Excellent.
Boy, I'm good.
You are. You're the best.
Hey, you hired the right people. That's for sure.
Good.
Oh, and real quick, I wanted to thank you for putting up with my scheduling shenanigans.
Oh, no, that's fine.
You
Okay.
never apologized to us for that.
Hey, Gene, I'm sorry.
I got one for you too, Joe.
Okay, now my feelings are hurt.
You started it. I caught the first bird. The second one, this is a quote. I think you might be able to get it. I have to read it, so unblur my eyes here. The quote is, it was from right over there. I jumped out in front of you from behind a tree, and Grandpa got all excited. He shook his fist at me and said, boy, you'll be damned to hell. Who said that, and what was the movie?
Huh. This is obviously not a game I'm good at. I have no idea.
Now, let me do the quote a little bit better. It was from right over there. I jumped out at you from behind a tree, and Grandpa got all excited, shook his fist at me, and said, "Boy, you'll be damned to hell."
Oh, no.
You got lifelines.
Yeah, they're looking confused.
I think I would go with the one in the hat.
You're the one in the hat. White or black? Joe.
Is it the hitchhiker from Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No, it is not, and I can't believe you guys didn't get this. It was Johnny from Night of the Living Dead at the cemetery.
Thundercut, I can't believe you didn't get that. Very disappointed.
There's no reason I would have gotten that. No reason.
I can't remember the last time I watched that film.
Exactly.
I remember in high school when I graduated, 1977, they showed Night of the Living Dead to the entire high school.
Oh, wow.
For the, like the last day of school thing. Isn't that funny?
Back when it was cool to do that.
Well, this one is another one that has a theme, and you probably, I think Thunder can figure out the theme if you put her mind to it. But the last one, in line with the theme, the quote is, "The child must die. If you persist in this foolishness, your usefulness will come to an end."
Do it again.
The child must die. If you persist in this foolishness, your usefulness will come to an end.
Manos.
It is Manos.
Yeah, that's right, because one of the women was arguing to sacrifice Debbie.
I just didn't hear it in the female voice,
3 of 5, is that what we got here? So you still did pretty good.
Really good.
Really good, yeah.
A lot of times we go for whatever. It helps to have the backup team. They're not in on the answers beforehand, so it's a challenge for them as
Obviously.
well.
They were pretty amazing. I'm impressed.
Definitely, you guys did good work as a team. Now, there's one more part of this that we do, and this is the most ridiculous nonsense.
Yes, it is. It's the most ridiculous.
Do you remember back in the day when they had that game for kids called Mad Libs?
Sort of.
It was a little book. Somebody would give you words and you'd write a story using those words.
Yeah, I think it fell into that line of time. I was probably getting stoned or something.
Yeah.
That's exactly why that game was made.
Because it's
If you want
hilarious when
to
you're
get
stoned.
stoned first, we'll wait.
I said, this is how this works. Joe, as we said before, he's a writer. He writes stories, short stories, and he's always honing his craft. He's written a story that would include you, but you need to help him finish the story. And I'll give you some word types, then I'll finish out the story and read it at the end. It's a very short, couple paragraphs at the most. Give me a weekday, any day during the week.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, your favorite 80s band.
My favorite 80s band, Led Zeppelin. They were more 70s.
They were around in 1980, but they definitely weren't an 80s band. I think that they're still fine. That's fine. Don't you think, Joe?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Your favorite 80s sitcom, or you can include 70s if you prefer that.
Gilligan's Island.
That works as well. A fruit, your favorite fruit.
Bananas.
Your favorite vegetable.
Spinach.
I like spinach too. It's good. A type of pizza.
Pepperoni.
He sounds hesitant and weary of this whole project, Joe. An outdated dance.
The shuffle.
The shuffle works. The shuffle. Your least favorite vegetable.
Least favorite?
Yeah.
Gosh, I have to think of a vegetable I don't like. Least favorite vegetable.
Gotta be something. Do you like beets?
Yeah, but just say beets.
Beets? All right. I don't like that one so much, so I wouldn't put that. But
I juice beets.
your favorite microwavable snack. That's a new one. I guess that could be any snack you could put in a microwave.
Popcorn.
This one makes no sense. Your favorite kind of explosive?
My favorite.
Any explosive.
C4. Everybody's a C4. What are you talking about?
C4? Are we going with C4?
I was going to say pop rock.
All right, Pop Rocks is better.
There you go.
A type of cheese. Your favorite type of cheese.
Gouda.
A type of fish.
Carp.
A small town in Texas.
Odessa. Probably not so small anymore.
It works. It's a unique town. Your favorite cartoon from any era.
Popeye.
That's a good one.
See, that goes with the spinach.
Yeah, there you go. And finally, another outdated dance.
The twist.
Works. Okay, I'm going to read back the story. Is titled, Jackey Shirks Her Responsibilities. We're already heading for trouble here. It was a Wednesday night at Jackie's house and the party was going well. DJ Chameleon was playing all his favorite jams from John Tesh. On the main stage, Diamond in the Rough were covering all the hits of Led Zeppelin, but with hip-hop beats and samples from Gilligan's Island. Torgo and Hal Warren were making a variety of daiquiris, including bananas, spinach, and pepperoni. Everyone was dancing, especially Jackey, who was really good at the shuffle. Hugh Jackman and Thundercunt were in the middle of the dance floor doing alternating versions of I'm a Little Teapot while sucking on matching pacifiers. Hugh Jackman got annoyed when the DJ refused to play Woot There It Is, or Hoot There It Is. I know Joe's very specific about this Hoot versus Woot deal, so it was Hoot There It Is. Jackman got even more fussy when the bar ran out of daiquiri mix before he could get his Beats Delight. Now cranky and little gassy from the popcorn Thundercut made earlier, Jackman then decided Diamonds Are Rough were not rocking hard enough, especially with Ruby Royd on guitar. Thank you. So he snuck up and stuffed his amplifier full of pop rocks. Just as Jackey was about to serve her trademark party snack consisting of crackers, Gouda, and carp, Ruby Royd went into a blistering guitar solo and inadvertently detonated the explosives, the pop rocks. Diamonds in the Rough were obliterated, thus losing another legendary band to the dastardly exploits of Hugh Jackman. Half the house, all the party attendants were destroyed except Hugh Jackman and Thundercut, who dove behind the daiquiri bar at the last minute and covered each other in shaved ice. Suddenly, the master came home. Needless to say, when he saw the house destroyed and all the mutilated bodies, the master did not approve. He wagged his finger at Jackey and scolded her thoroughly. Dejected, Jackey went to Odessa to see the Creeping Crudds play. It was a Diamond in the Rough tribute show featuring the band's new lead guitarist, Alan Royd Sizzler. The Crudds all wore Popeye footy pajamas and did no justice to the legendary hits of Diamonds in the Rough. Nevertheless, Jackey danced the night away doing the twist and fondly reminiscing about her pal Torgo. The end.
Wow.
And I'm sure Jackie's like, who the hell are these people you talking about? I don't know who any of those guys are.
I hope that didn't try your patience too much, Jackey.
No.
We would understand if it did.
It's mostly confounding now that you've got enough regulars in the Nad Libs.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm done torturing her. It's all you, Joe. So
Yeah. Real quick, I was going to ask if you could relate the story about how you recruited people from a Rocky Horror Picture Show feature to come to a Manos screening. So you ended up with a bunch of people dressed as Rocky Horror Picture Show cast people.
Is that in El Paso? I can't remember where that
I
was.
say it was in El Paso.
maybe it was
I
Odessa.
think we were doing gosh, I don't remember enough of it to even tell you. I don't really remember.
Jackey, do you have anything you want to promote or encourage our readers to check out?
Yeah, we can put a link out to my book. As I said, 5 stars on Amazon, and I'm very proud of it. And I feel so fortunate that I wrote it at a time when I was still able to find some people that were still living that aren't with us any longer. My book is on Amazon, Growing Up with Manos, The Hands of Fate, but you can put a link to it directly from me if people want an autographed and personalized copy.
Awesome.
And then print, of the Master and Dog and Zappa and the Dog and all the other crazy things that I keep coming up with. And that's on Etsy. I'll give you my Etsy, Jackey art. So there's 3 places I can direct you to see things that I'm doing. And I have other Facebook pages like Growing Up with Mono. People can follow me, and I'm pretty good about responding when people have questions and stuff. We're hoping on a web series. We'd like to do a number of episodes. Farther we go past that, it just puts us into being more secure for concurrent.
We'll put that out there, make sure that at least our small corner of the world.
But I just have one thing to say.
Just one.
I'm experiencing a little bit of whiplash because you do evil really well. And then when we're sitting here with you, you're so sweet and pleasant.
You think I do evil well? Really?
You did. You really, because I had a little bit of trepidation. I'm like, she's going to give us that look.
Really? Oh, that's so sweet. That means a lot to me, really. Yeah, I'm pretty nice.
You kind of scared me in Manos Return, so there you go.
Good.
Jimmy has a part 2 of his Cruddy Cuisine.
I think we should go to the clip.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go to Vinny's clip.
Well, hey folks, I'm trying to find my DVD copy of the movie I want to talk about this week, but it's not in my collection. I think I've lost it somewhere, and I looked upstairs in the bedroom, it's not there. I looked on the other bookcase, it's not there either. I just can't Oh, wait a minute. I know where it is. We'll go up here. As a matter of fact, this is number 186 on my top 500 list. We've also featured it on Cast, although it was the cut version, not the uncensored. Oh, wait a minute. There it is. Hey! Shriek of the Mutilated. Yes, 186. What a perfect place to find it. And Jesus Christ. God, I don't remember eating that.
Hey McNasty, what are your 3 favorite records, all time?
Favorite record of all time, always number 1, AC/DC, Highway to Hell. The other 2, off the top of my head, first thought, Master of Puppets by Metallica, and Stardust by Willie Nelson.
Well, that's all we got for this evening, weirdos. I want to thank my pals, the Giddy Along Gang, Thunder Cunt, and Gino Roy Coffinberry. But most importantly, I want to thank our wonderful guest, Jackey Neyman Jones, for her time and patience and putting up with me. Thank you, ma'am. Really appreciate
We got her to do it.
Thank you, Jackey.
Thank you.
There's Debbie, then there's Jackey. Debbie's not Jackey, but wait, Jackey is Debbie. There's Jackey, then there's Debbie, but Debbie isn't Jackey. And I was really confusing myself, which is very easy to do. So.
Destroy the government, destroy time, no more problems on the way. I'm you, Doctor. We don't need your kind. The other ones, ugly ones, stupid boys, wrong ones. I'm all alone, so are we all. We're all clones, all a one and wonder all a one and wonder all. I'm all alone, so Six is having problems adjusting to its clone status.
I will kill you and your family and everyone associated with you.